승부석 2.
I have to say, game number 1 was kind of wonky. You know, Patience getting a little bit greedy, had the probably worst disruptor hits we've ever seen, and Trap really took advantage of that. We'll see what happens in game number 3, though, going into New Gettysburg.
뉴 게티즈버그로 떠납니다.
Here we are on New Gettysburg for game number 3. Down in the bottom left. Winning that last one, tying up the series, it is Patience.
His opponent to the bottom right. Some impressive play in game number 1. It is Trap, Legendary Green Wings. This feels like these two processes are very evenly matched. It's just that the builds and certain specific choices that these players are making are giving them just enough of an edge to win these games. We're going to see a difference in gateway placement here. Trap is going to be denying scouting with his gateways. Patience is going to obviously have his wall open, but less vulnerable and will not have to kill a pylon. So a more economic build from Patience, and it may mean he has nothing to hide. And Trap, on the other hand, if he does tight wall this with a pylon, will have to kill that later. See if he even does that, because the way he's doing it right now looks like he wanted to block with a unit, and it's not going to be out in time anyways for this fast scout.
He can block a little bit later. You know, the Adepts, you can get on the bridge and shade from, basically the edge of that bridge all the way up the ramp, but as we were seeing Neeb do against Zest, I believe, in his PvP, he would block actually with one of his shades so that the enemy Adept shades could not shade up, and that's one of the benefits you get from a wall like this. We'll see if that comes into play a little bit earlier, or rather later on.
Yeah, later rather than earlier, as the probe is already in here. And not the rest is on this map. It's not like Dust Towers where you full wall and you actually get value on hiding tech. Here, by the time, if you wall, you're like, wow, you can't even see I have 2 gateways, except you can because they're part of the wall. It's like, I bet you didn't know I have a second gas back there and a cyber core going up. Well, yeah, they did. The wall going up here with this pylon will actually force the Adepts to either kill it, which will take a long time, or take the long way around. Patience started a sentry but decided to cancel, going for damage here and gas efficiency rather than the safety that the sentry can provide and scoutability.
We'll see what this Mothership Core can see here. He's coming across for Trap. At the same time, it looks like he wants to shade in with a couple of Adepts, so I think this is mainly a scouting maneuver. Maybe he can snipe some units that are, or rather some probes that are going into the natural, but he draws the units away, and now he gets the Adept shades up here. He cannot complete them, and actually the tech is all the way in the back there for Patience, so he doesn't really know what's going on just yet.
All right, here comes this Mothership Core, coming and trying to get info. Good denial there. Nexus almost nearly up here for Patience. Trap is going to scout this now. And we'll even commit to a shade into the main, but we'll likely cancel this. Yeah, I'm just going to stand here. Over here, he's setting up a pylon block, but it could be used for something else a little bit later on. Let's wait and see what he's got planned with that. Because I don't think that, Patience will ever send a Warp Prism through that direction. He's also not going to be taking the third Nexus this quickly, and he left the probe there, so he must have something special planned.
Oh, that was a very quick recall. He got pretty close to not getting that out of there with the overcharge. He didn't see the robotics tech coming down, so he does not know the reduced, vision range on the Mothership Core, a change that happened a while ago. That did hurt him here, of course.
I really feel like this is pretty... Okay, so he's going to warp in Adepts with this. I feel like the robo response is like pretty expected. So it's, luckily for him, he's not missing anything he should worry about. But because he didn't see any tech, he's worried. He's actually going to commit to harassing here while scouting the main. He will finally scout this. and will actually commit to probe kills as well. Backs away. I don't think this Adept is getting out. Probably could have gotten a second probe kill, but
unless he jumps off the ledge there, but we don't really have that here in StarCraft.
Right. So, I mean, the worker counts right now really even. Obviously, Patience has built a larger army, and Trap has committed his gas into this Forge and a very fast +1. So he's looking a little bit forward towards the future, and a little bit later on his tech.
I kind of like that. You know, we've seen players get caught out by that when you go for something like double upgrades and the other player doesn't go for any upgrades, where they just make a ton more units because you went into a huge investment like that. But on a map like New Gettysburg, where you're so separated, it's so hard to attack, especially in PvP. Getting that early upgrade, I feel like, is going to benefit Trap a lot here in this game, specifically on this map.
Patience is going again for the quick robotics bay tech, Blink as well in a later Forge. Always awkward when the observers see each other. But all the tech he's doing right now is so greedy. He's not going to be able to take a third anytime soon. This could give Trap some opportunity with his fast +1 if he scouts how greedy Patience is being right now to attack him. But like you said, on New Gettysburg, it's pretty hard to attack and kill someone. The bridge is always blocked. In fact, block for Trap is actually against himself. If he wanted to attack down that location after kill his own pylon, I mean, he could do that. But it's a better option in most cases to just simply take a third base. In fact, these two are going to take it almost at the exact same time. And this gives the tech advantage, obviously, to Patience. He has the faster disruptor tech, and he's going to get away with it because Trap is not going to pressure him. And I guess in a way you could argue Patience is utilizing the map better in that regard.
Yeah, Trap really wanting to deny any kind of scout as well. Very interesting. I mean, he's got basically full energy on that mothership core by this point, so it's not going to waste in that facet. Maybe keep Patience guessing. We do see the robotics bay now coming up for Trap, although it is much later than Patience, as you did mention. And we are just transitioning into a much later game. Like, as we were saying, there's no real timings that are going to be hit here unless, you know, one player pokes out with this disruptor and gets a huge fluke hit on all the Adepts. I don't think this game is going to be ending anytime within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think so either, unless a huge mistake happens. This is going to be like the games we saw at that Chinese World exhibition match where Hurston was playing against an Asian player, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, where you just see disruptor shots versus disruptor shots go on forever, and then eventually one person gets the money shot.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. So I'm feeling like the edge goes to Patience in terms of disruptor count, but the more disruptors you have, the difference in count is minimalized. You know what I mean? If you're up 2 disruptors when it's 2-0, that's a big deal. Needs to pick these up.
Oh, wow.
Fails to do that.
Very late. You saw he was trying to snipe one of the sentries. And, uh-oh. Patience being caught a little bit out on the map here is only going to lose 1 observer, so it's not that bad. And overall, I mean, we were talking about, you know, what are the subtle differences in this game? I mean, Patience has got the tech lead. Trap does have the economic lead. He has more probes out here.
He also has the better upgrades, so +2 about to finish here first. He's going to have Blink soon. He's got Glaives already, I believe, as well. Patience just now getting that. And the disruptor count lead, like I was saying, 2-0 is a big deal. 3-1 is a big deal, but when you get into 7-5, it's not as big of a deal. This Blink here, very powerful, going to force this army potentially to fight here. Trap needs to get his tech units over here. Okay, here's the disruptor.
Oh, the Blink, and it's good for 2 disruptors. He gets it.
And if he gets away here and saves this one, oh, he's going to do it again. He's going to force a Blink. Oh, no Blink.
It wasn't up. It just was not up. And that is 2 money shots that you were talking about going in Trap's favor. And now what is Patience going to do? He's looking at this army. I don't think he thinks he can fight this. He needs to get the disruptor shot, and he gets another good one.
Okay. This is good for Patience. He's also on top of this disruptor, targeting it down right now, and there's nothing to pick it up. It does go down. He blinks away, and he's got a Prism here. The Prism empowers those disruptors because it can save them from these stalker shots, from these target fires. It also gives them the ability to continue to warp in. Trap is in some serious trouble here, and Blink is about to finish for him, but it's not going to be too useful. Don't forget, Patience does not have +2.
He dodges that, and that's really important. The cooldown on that is very, very long. He blinks in. Confident to take this fight. Another disruptor shot goes out. It's okay, but he still has so many stalkers as the follow-up.
All right, he's just going to go for Broke here. Gets targeted down before the shot goes off. Patience with a huge lead in Army. He's just going to try to end this now. The longer this goes on, the closer it gets to +2. Nice pick off there, but doesn't even have enough units. I mean, I'm not sure he does. 15 Stalkers to 8, 1-to-1 Disruptors here, and he's going to get on top of this Robotics. Blinks forward here again. Does not get the Disruptor, though. Targets the Immortal instead. Perhaps wanting the Stalker army instead because it's more mobile, and the Immortal is the counter. Probably an intelligent snipe there.
That Robo was unpowered by killing that one pylon. Patience correctly identified that, and now we do see finally it is powered up once again.
Oh, he's going for the Prism! He's going for the Prism! What a sick move! No more reinforcements, but he still has to kill this army before it's going to matter.
The Blake, oh, and the Disruptor goes down! And that might just be it. Way too many Stalkers here for Patience. Going to kill everything remaining here from Trap.
Trap has DTs. Oh, straight DTs coming in, and another Disruptor shot coming in as well with the next 2 Disruptors that just popped out. Here's one more. Going to kill a lot of his own probes. These DTs are buying him time here. Where is Patience detection? He just doesn't have it.
He only has one. He has one Observer. It was pointed out earlier. It's over to the right of his main, and this is going to force him back. Unbelievable. He's making cannons now that the DT tech keeps Trap alive.
He's still behind in Army. He has the much smaller Army. Trap, he has a bank that's going to allow him to warp in. Actually, he's going to commit to 2 more Disruptors here. I feel like at a certain point, if you blink correctly, the Disruptors aren't as powerful. We're going to see, it looks like a DT drop here. There's an Observer that will literally scout it. He already has 1 cannon. He's going to have a second one. And this should find no damage. There's a cannon here at the natural as well. Going to try to do something. All right, here come the Disruptor shots. Oh my God. What did I just watch?
Oh man. That's why you gotta be careful when you're going up ramps against Disruptors. You don't know what's on the other side. He had no vision, and he just threw away like 7 Stalkers there.
Blake's pretty good. Does kill that Warp Prism, which means he doesn't have to worry about attacks anymore. But with those money shots, now Trap is going to counterattack across the map with obviously the 2 Disruptors he has here, plus his Stalkers. And I think he has 2 more Disruptors coming across the map to join. Yeah, he has 4 in total. So once he has all those 4 together, he's going to have a larger amount of AoE damage here. Patience had the larger Stalker count for a long time, but not anymore. Okay, well, with that warping he does for temporary until 5 more Stalkers coming for Trap, but they're even in Stalkers in general is what I'm trying to say here. So it's going to be hard to just simply overwhelm these Disruptors. Trap has more Stalkers and more Disruptors. And if he blinks to chase here,
it's got to be so careful. Any ramp, you know, that just we were talking about. Is he paying attention? No! Another shot goes off. You cannot look away for even just 1 second when you're playing Stalker Disruptor versus Stalker Disruptor.
Yeah. It's like texting and driving when you're trying to drop in the main while you've got Stalkers walking up a ramp. It's just not safe.
Yeah, then you get T-boned by one of these. Oh, really nice blinks.
Oh, this should be game, I think, almost. Like, killing these Disruptors here.
It's really close. Another one goes down, and he has no more. And 4 left over for Trap. Unless he blows up his entire army, it should be okay.
Staggering these out 1 by 1. Keep the Stalkers at bay. And you know, the only thing he's really missing here is a Prism to reinforce. That's something that Patience could overwhelm him eventually with defensive warpins if he doesn't bring a Prism across the map. But he's in such good shape here with all these Disruptors. Now getting on top of this Nexus, just using the Disruptors to zone the Stalkers out. They can't help. And eventually Stalkers and Disruptors walking across the map come back. Now we see DTs coming over from Patience though. Oh, and it's going to go against 2. He needs more than that. He's got 1 off cooldown, I believe. His Observer way
now
over here.
He's Trapped without the detection, desperately looking for that Observer here. And, you know, he has to run away, but actually, the Patience, he's walking across the map first. He wants to get some damage on the other side.
Oh, if he snipes his Observer, too, he can use his own DTs to defend this. As crazy as that is, because Trap still has a Dark Shrine as well. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think it was sniped earlier. Oh, he used Blink. I feel like Patience is using Blink too aggressively in some of these fights, because he's off cooldown. Here's the DT defense I was talking about, because he did snipe that Observer, so Patience is going to struggle to find damage here. Getting this Nexus would be the dream. But I think the dream is dead. 4th base going up for him on the other side of the map, but will he lose his whole army here? Nice attempted dodge there.
He's sniping all these Disruptors one after another. He gets all 4.
He gets all 4, but his Stalkers are caught now.
And he is on the run.
Patience is warping in his own defensive DTs here again, but this Observer is still alive. He's hoping for a snipe. Oh no, he's actually going to use these aggressively over here. Although he's not using them right now, he's perhaps looking for an opportunity to use them in a little bit. Okay, there they go.
He needs defense, you know. I guess he's saying the best defense is a good offense, but
he sees these already too. He pulls his probes. He's got a cannon coming up right now. This base
is dead.
DED. Why isn't there a Reddit thread about that on the front page? How dead this fourth base is.
Oh, disruptor shot. Nice blink to get out of there.
Fourth base doesn't have any sponsors, man. Fourth base is only seen for a short time, but by a small amount of viewers, but no one's talking about that. All right, so
definitely not seen by Trap, one of our highest viewers here. But
so this army of patients, if you can call it one, is mobile. He's trying to fight his way back.
Desperately trying to outplay Trap here, and he's taking decent trades. Yeah, he's going to take a good trade here. Should be able to snipe this Nexus, perhaps. He's just going to join with his Adepts.
Okay, gets a cancel on this. DTs are going to defend this, but he can just blink away again. And he's got so low on some of these targets. Oh, he's going to go for the Trap. Quite literally. Oh my God.
The dodge and another warp in here. He
needs to target correctly. He misses. And that has to be it. This army is now just so low. DTs will be cleaned up over here, or actually Adepts cleaned up by a DT. Probes going back to mining. And
maybe a disruptor hit. Nope. Trap on the ball.
He didn't react quickly enough, otherwise he would have blinked forward there, but he didn't know what was happening. He's also still trying to deal with that Adept that's killing a lot of probes. Patience is ahead in workers. He does have that fourth base up, but so does Trap. This Prism goes down, which means that's an end of this Adept harass.
And, you know, we talked about this before. This map is so large and just, wide in general. So even though Trap takes the fight by a large margin here, he is actually just taking another base and getting further ahead. He's confident in his micro, wants to secure that base first, and now he's going to move out.
Ooh. Never want to use blinks if you don't know what's happening.
They're like landmines, man.
Okay, here comes the DT harass over here. I don't believe there's any cannons. Nope. Patience is just so low. He's spending all his money on Stalkers. He doesn't have a cannon here. He doesn't have an Observer here. He's sending his army back. GG. Trap. We'll go to match point. The much better Disruptor user here in our game number 3.